I'm Aiden,
I'm Logan.
and we're the co-hosts.
We're the co-hosts.
Um,
This is our special.
So if you'll notice, probably under the video, assuming YouTube doesn't do a huge update for some random reason between now and the day after tomorrow, it's Halloween. So in honor of that, the animal of the day today is spiders.
Spiders.
I hate spiders.
Spiders are gross.
I have such arachnophobia, but we'll get into that later.
I'm not that scared of spiders. I can kill them, but like they're still scary.
See, what freaks me out. So you step on like a wolf spider or something, right? Like it's kind of big, but it's not that bad. It like crunches, but it's not that bad, right? But imagine stepping on like a tarantula, and just yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, is that really quiet?
Hey.
No, it's not. We're good.
Testing. That's fine. But they.
Also, if you're watching the video, I have glasses now. I can
good.
see.
Looks good. But spiders get rid of bugs. They're not filter feeders. They're carnivores, I believe. Filter feeders. Are you okay, Logan?
Yeah. No, yeah, they're carnivores. They eat. Oh, but some of them also eat berries.
Really?
Yeah.
Like bears?
Like blackberries. No, they lay their eggs in blackberries. That's why you always wash up your blackberries before you eat them.
Otherwise, you'll be eating spider eggs. I've probably eaten many spider eggs.
Yep.
Song of the day: "Spooky Scary Skeletons"
By blank.
Andrew Gold, I think.
By
Something
Andrew
Gold.
Gold. Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Boom, boom.
Yeah. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul and
Steal your doom night. Boom, boom.
That was good.
Hey.
It's good.
Hey.
Anyway, agenda. So this one's kind of different. Where it's not. Just get right into it. So first of all,
We got two main topics here.
sorta. So
Phobias
phobias and a scary story.
and scary stories.
So I would turn the lights off, but we don't have any good light source that can. Oh yeah.
Hit the lights, baby. He's hitting the light. Oh. This could be good.
Does it look good?
We could be ominous back here like this. It's either that or this.
More into there. That's not.
Or there. Ooh.
Let's put it there.
We could just do this too.
Nah, that's too much.
I'm really white.
Exactly. That's perfect.
Ooh.
Ooh.
All right. So
And the mic is just. Okay. Anyway.
it's blue.
Yeah. So my biggest fear happens to be spiders.
Yeah, you told us that.
I have incredible arachnophobia.
Incredible. Like if you just saw like. you'd
I
freak
would
out.
I would have an anxiety attack and run.
Does that mean you're scared of Santa?
Yes, that is exactly what that means.
So this is scary to you?
Not really.
Oh, okay. Right, because they have butts.
Yeah, big booties.
Big old booties.
That's too many legs.
No, it's not. Here.
It's perfect. It's very asymmetrical as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I don't know why I'm so scared of spiders. I've never been bit by a spider or anything.
Are you scared of Spider-Man?
No. I'm not scared of spiders in media either. Like if I see a spider, like a picture of a spider or a video of a spider, it's not going to scare me. But if I see a spider like right next to me, I'm going to freak out.
You can pee your pants a little bit?
No.
Oh.
I'm just going to have an anxiety attack.
Oh, okay.
What's your biggest fear?
My biggest fear is open water.
Oh, there's a name for that, and I don't remember what it is.
Well, sorry for the people watching. I'm going to search it.
So real quick while he's doing that, my favorite fear is hippopotamonstrosequipedaliophobia. Guess what?
Fear of God?
That's deophobia, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, hippopotamonstrosequipedaliophobia. Can you guess what that is?
The fear of hippopotamuses?
It's the fear of long words. Hippopotamonstro.
Oh, it's just called aquaphobia.
No, there's a different one that isn't that. There's an entire subreddit named after it.
Aquaphobia.
That's look up
Hydrophobia.
Look up the fear of open ocean, because that's where you'll find it.
Fear of open ocean. It's thalassophobia.
Yeah, that's what it is.
The S.
Thalassophobia.
Thalassophobia. I have Something along the
what-
lines of that.
Why did it go red? Put it back up. See that? Why is there red there? Oh, your finger's over the light.
No, it's because of the phone case.
That's what I said. Looks cool. Anyway,
Easy, go home.
um,
Yeah, so I have thalassophobia to an extent. I'm just not a fan of water.
I love the ocean. It's freaky, but like I love games like Stranded Deep or Subnautica.
I like Subnautica.
Subnautica
I don't have
is
like a
so
fear
good.
of playing the game. It's just being in water.
Have you been to like the blood kelp zone? It's freaky. Subnautica is a really good game. I got it for free on Epic.
I got it for free too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I love. I see
Free
Epic
games
games.
are the best games.
Epic Games. I only have it because of the free games, but it gets bashed for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, sure, it doesn't have the good friend stuff, but like,
Anyways,
Yeah.
our fears.
cheers. Right, this is Halloween.
We're sticking on topic, so I'm gonna talk like this for a second.
All right, so you want to go with your scary story? or-
Yeah.
Alright,
Well, I have to have my phone again.
that's fine.
I'm gonna take this, and we're just gonna hold it up like this, so it's kind of red.
Kind of red.
I'll just put it-
Okay, I was just making sure.
I'll put it like this. All right. So this first story, I'm not gonna go with my personal story.
That's very sultry.
I'm not gonna go with my personal story first,
Okay.
but I'm gonna go with
Oh, it has the red outline. That's perfect.
perfect. Just kind of there.
Yeah, perfect.
I'm gonna go with a story submitted by Lori McGee
That's a good
in,
name.
in Grove City, Ohio. And this, if you want to read these stories for yourself, this is on WCPO.com. So, my 3-year-old son was trying to take a picture of me. He didn't realize the camera was backwards. He took several photos within seconds of each other. I grabbed the camera back when he was done and started erasing the photos to make space. The first 2 images were blurry duds, but when I got to the 3rd picture, there was a startling face behind his. I've never seen this person in my life, and we were the only 2 home. And there's a picture to go with it, but I mean, if you can kind of see that it's back there. Yeah. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, you want to go with mine?
Yeah.
All right. So this one, it's very dark. So this one actually happened to me. When I was about 7, we lived in a house in Rockaway. Because what was going down? I don't like that. What was going down? My parents. I don't know if I brought this up before on the show, but my parents weren't the greatest of parents at first, right?
As you do.
They were separated for a while, and when they did get back together, it was they weren't into like drugs and stuff still. Now they're not. They're great people now.
Good.
Well, they're good people now.
Good.
And we lived in a house in Rockaway because it was cheap. It's the only house we could find, right?
As you do.
So the first thing that actually scared me that happened there, my aunt, she spent the night there, and
Good old nons.
yeah, she spent the night there because I think she was babysitting me and my brothers
Okay.
because my parents were out of town or something.
How many brothers do you have? 2?
Yeah, 2 brothers.
Oh, sick.
One has autism and anger issues. The other is kind of just stupid.
So Aiden and who else?
Josiah and Samuel.
Just kidding.
Oh, I see. Anyway, in that house, we woke up in the morning.
As you do.
I can't talk. We woke up in the morning, and she comes out, and she's talking to my parents. I don't know if she knows that I'm listening, or I don't know if she cares or whatever. But she was like, "Yeah, last night, I felt a pressure on my chest, and like something was sitting on my chest, and I couldn't open my eyes, which is just sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis.
But at the time, I didn't know it was sleep paralysis, so I was freaking out. My parents were freaking out. They legitimately hired an exorcist to go through.
My
the
mom
house.
did the same thing.
Yeah. He put holy water above the bathroom door and stuff, and all that. And he's like, "Demons, get out of here! In Jesus' name, whatever the heck you do when you're an exorcist."
Leave.
But it was a Catholic exorcist, which is funny because we don't believe in Catholicism. Actually, it might have been the priest at my grandma's old church. I don't remember. Anyway,
Leave.
I don't remember. I don't remember if this happened before or after that, but I was laying in my bed, right, and I was falling asleep. I was trying to fall asleep, but the way the room was situated, so there was the door here.
Yeah.
Back here was my bed.
Okay.
So like diagonal across the room.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That's how.
And-
mine used to be like that, but I didn't like that.
Yeah. I think
Mine's
I changed.
right next to the door now, so you open it and you have to like walk in and look to your right to see me.
Yeah, you have to walk in and look to the left.
I hate the idea of someone just peeking in and like being able to see you across the room. It's like, well,
My room actually has like, how it is now.
is it like a choo-choo?
Yeah, yeah.
So like
it
a
has-
tiny little hallway.
Yeah,
thing?
like a. Yeah.
I see that. Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was looking at the door, or right next to the door, and my brother, what looked like my brother, just kind of apparated. And he walked toward me. At this point, I 100% believe it's my brother, because maybe I was just tired and I didn't see him walk in the door or something.
Yeah.
And the door was open at this point too, so maybe he could have just walked in and I didn't see it. But he walks up to me, stands over me, and I try to say, Josiah, go to sleep, but I can't. I'm like dying. I don't know. I
Sleep
can't.
paralysis.
Yeah, it was probably
Again?
sleep paralysis.
Yeah, I was gonna say you probably. But maybe sleep paralysis comes with paranormal activity.
I've heard that actually. That's like a pretty big theory.
I was gonna say maybe you're just it's like a dream but not. I guess.
Yeah. Actually, what it is, your body like
Like it's so scared that it can't react.
your body. The reason sleep paralysis happens when you dream, your body completely
Like shuts down.
Yeah, it paralyzes itself. Actually,
You're in deep. Yeah.
yeah, it paralyzes itself because so you don't act out your dream. But sometimes when you're falling asleep or waking up, you wake up out of REM sleep, which is the state that you dream in, or you fall into REM sleep without actually
it's
sleeping.
like a deep slumber.
And then that's actually one of the lightest forms of sleep, REM, which is when you dream, which
Oh, right.
most people would think is the opposite.
Yeah.
I did too, and then it's like, you dream when you're not that heavy sleep.
No, I believe that because
Yeah.
there's some times where it's like I'm sitting there thinking about stuff and it's already happening,
Mhm.
and I can sometimes just dream and like as I'm still dead awake and it's weird.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then it just like morphs. You know what the chupacabra is?
Yeah, it's like the goat sucker.
It looked like an interpretation of that I had seen. It had a human figure. Don't go to sleep, computer. Had a human figure. The head was a very human head, but it was gray. It had like spiky fur. The eyes were red, and the rest of its body was very humanly proportioned. The head was slightly bigger than it should have been on human, and it had spiky gray fur all the way throughout. At this point, I was freaking out because I couldn't move, and I'm seeing this thing like floating towards me. Well, at this point, it was standing above me, and then it just kind of like started to float backwards, which freaked me out. It went into the wall and just disappeared.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's a story
freaked
and a
me
half.
out.
Yeah, I would be terrified.
Wow. And then I didn't sleep with my head above the covers for the next 3 years. That's not an exaggeration.
Oh, same. No, I watched The Neverending Story when I was little and had nightmares about a wolf every single night until I was about 14, I think.
Oh, that sucks.
And I watched the movie when I was about 7, so that's 7 years of just. And I slept like Finn off of Adventure Time with just like my instead of my entire face out, it was just my nose so I can breathe.
Yeah, actually, I
still sometimes sleep like that if I'm cold.
Yeah, I sleep. Well, see, the thing is, I slept completely under the covers, and then one night I suffocated because I was under the blanket.
Yeah.
I was freaking out because I was asleep. I couldn't move, but I knew I was suffocating because my blanket was over my head, and I throw the blanket off as soon as I wake up. Yeah.
Wolverine. Yeah.
Yeah. So now I sleep. Or at that point, I slept with I was on my side with the blanket here.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, that's how I slept for a while.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of scary movies, though, I know a Neverending Story isn't supposed to be scary,
No.
but
No.
scary movies. I've been watching a lot of horror recently.
So I've hated horror movies all my life, but starting with It Chapter 2 that recently just came out, I've started a thing where I want to watch more scary movies.
Yeah, that's
I want to get over that kind of fear.
I'm not.
I had the fear of scary movies for a while just because it's
Yeah.
but I mean, now I'm not too scared of them. It's just
They don't necessarily scare me. I don't find any of them scary. But like,
I hate the thought of it actually being real.
yeah, I never
More
really
than
thought about
anything.
that because I'm a very logically thinking person.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, there's a YouTube channel called Crypt TV.
Mm.
It's very good for how low budget it is. Well,
Mm.
most of it's pretty good. There's some not so good stuff. Like there's one called Octophobia, and the acting is really bad, the English is really bad, the scripting is really bad, and the animation is really bad. But then there's ones, the
I'm
one
just
that
trying to make it interesting for the watchers.
oh yeah, okay, I see. But the first one I watched was called Miss Anity.
Mm.
I think it was I don't remember the subtitle, but it was Miss Anity, and it was this guy who he like tried to get his kid to like him, like baby
Me
kid
too.
to like him,
Mhm.
and he couldn't because he was always at work,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and he was like really upset about that, and then he gets murdered by a monster
Oh.
because the monster is like very this is like this, and at the ending she uses his body like with puppet strings, and it's
Oh.
like the man's place is at work and the woman's place is at home.
Could you can we just look at this for a second? Like, if you can see it, this is just water, and it says Logan. Like, imagine just being scared of water instead of like a cool spider.
You don't have to imagine.
It's sad. It's like, this is what scares me.
Yeah.
Actually, it's what's down here that scares me.
Yeah, definitely. Like,
That's what scares me.
I hate that sound.
It's
Hmm.
done. That's what scares me down there.
Yeah, yeah.
This here, I might.
Nah.
Nah.
I really like the thought of deep ocean creatures, but if I was actually deep in the ocean, I would not.
I'd be pooping myself.
Yeah, that's why I like playing video games and watching movies about that sort of thing.
Yeah, I actually do enjoy like underwater movies and stuff and like deep space movies
aren't
because I
that
know some
many-
people are kind of scared of deep space
Yeah.
movies. Like, they think it's stupid and scary to like think you're just like, well, I can't do anything now. You're just floating in midair. Like,
Imagine that though, being stuck in space for the rest of your life, just in a spacesuit, waiting for your oxygen to deplete.
this is fun.
That
Yeah,
would suck.
That would suck a lot. All right, that was your scary story. It was actually like terrifying to think of.
Yeah, that scared me.
Because that
That
is
was-
actually terrifying. My scary story, it didn't really happen to me. Actually, I do also have not paranormal. Is paranormal just out of the ordinary? Is it ghost related? I think
Paranormal is ghost related. Unnatural is
Unnatural.
abnormal.
Okay, so I have a paranormal or a paranormal story and like an unnatural,
Alright.
UFO story, if you will.
Right. Yeah.
So
Extraterrestrial.
extraterrestrial story, yes. So basically, the year was 2016. No.
The year 2016.
Michael Bay.
Rated R starts Friday.
We just moved into like a new, really big, nice house.
Right.
I was at the time with my aunt and uncle. Like, I was staying there for a week because it was summer, but I had to go home because school was about to start. So I stayed there the very last week of summer until like that Sunday, and then school was Monday or whatever. So that week, my parents were like, yeah, we just found a new house, we're gonna move in, and it was super exciting. I was so excited, like, yeah, we're gonna move all your stuff, you just have to unpack it all into your room, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, yeah, perfect. So as I'm on my way back, I get a call. I'm calling my mom, like, hey mom, I'm on my way home, blah 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 blah. Like, I'm so excited because we lived in a 1-bedroom house with just a bedroom, a living room / kitchen, and a bathroom in the bedroom. So you had to go through the bedroom, which was my parents' bedroom, to get to the bathroom, and it was a very small, awkward, sad house. So we were moving.
Oh yeah, you were in the big house with your aunt and uncle, and then you went back to a small house with your parents.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then our parents moved into a big house finally. So yeah, we went from a 1-bedroom house to, I believe, 4-bedroom house, 2 stories.
That's a big difference.
Oh, it was huge. Like, downstairs was huge.
Mhm.
Like, the living room / kitchen area was ginormous because it was essentially like a log cabin feel on the inside, not the outside.
Mhm.
So it was really cozy. But anyways, I'm on the call with my parents, and my mom's like, "Hey, don't be spooked, but last night when we came here, we wanted to sleep in here, see what it was like, and we put our keys down like on a hook because we had hooks for our keys next to the door.
Yeah.
we woke up to like go drive to go get more stuff, and the keys weren't there, and they were like across the room on the floor, and it was like, I was like, huh, that's odd. So,
So I set my keys on the,
yeah,
and they flew across the room.
yeah, and I was like, okay, so probably one of them maybe got drunk because they drink. It's and maybe
As
they're
parents do.
celebrating, and as you do, and. So at this point, I'm like, so my mom was convinced, like thoroughly convinced. My mom and her boyfriend were convinced that the house was already haunted. It was first day. They're like,
Right.
nah, shit's haunted. Like, nah. And so I was like, well,
I'm
all
gonna
right.
pretend you said it's, so I don't have to censor that.
It's,
Yeah.
this shot is haunted. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So basically, I'm now in the car. We're probably at Willamina, which is like 45 minutes away from home, instead of the hour and a half from Salem.
Yeah.
And we're heading home. As I'm on my way home, like my aunt, I get off the phone and my aunt's like, "Oh yeah, you excited to go to your new house?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And in the back of my mind was, "It's haunted. I'm gonna die."
Oh no.
Yeah. And so I got back and it was fairly late. It was like 8:00 at night, so it was pretty late. And because I go to bed at 9:00 school nights as a responsible kid, and
I go to bed at 9, but I don't fall asleep till like 11.
yeah. And anyways, I invited over my friend Chris. I invited Chris over because I only lived like 3 minutes away from him in this new house. So he came over and he stayed the night on a school night, and it was super exciting. And so freaked out. I only had a bed set up. I had I had like a 64-inch TV in my room. My room wasn't ginormous, but it was pretty roomy.
Roomy or roomy?
Roomy, like room, like there was some space.
Right.
And it was.
It sounded like you said broomy, like sweet broom.
Room, ROOMY.
Like the YouTube channel.
Yes.
Except that's ROOMIE.
Mm.
Roomy Official, good YouTube channel.
Anyway, and so yeah, I had the bed set. It wasn't even a bed actually. I had like mats on the floor, like it was a mattress on the floor, and then I had to set up like 3 blankets as a mattress for Chris to sleep on. And we both we were playing Black Ops 3 and zombies, of course.
Well, yeah.
We were playing zombies because I had the Dreisendrach map with the dragons, and the bows.
Sure, I've played that.
Sure. So, anyways, yeah, we were playing that, trying to be good and stuff. And the time was probably 10:30. He's like, "All right, we should probably go to bed." And so we both went to bed, as you do.
As you do.
And yeah, it was perfectly fine. Like I hadn't witnessed any paranormal activity for about 2 months living in the house, because we lived in the house for probably 6 months, half a year or so. And everything's good. I move in. I'm as happy as I can be upstairs in my own little room. I'm upstairs by myself. Like the upstairs gave me creepy vibes the whole time because my mom was telling me it was haunted. So and it was just me upstairs, like a bathroom and two bedrooms. So it was weird. It was weird as heck. And the bathroom is also weird. So the bathroom, you'd walk in, but there were also 2 doors in the bathroom. So there's 4 doors total in the bathroom. So the bathroom was between 2 rooms, and so you'd have to walk in one of the rooms to get to the bathroom. But there was also a door for the little section of the toilet and a door for a little section of a shower. So the shower and toilet were their own little separate rooms, and it was it's super cool. And so yeah, I always got the heebie-jeebies when up there by myself or in the dark, because as you do.
Yeah.
And so months go by, and my mom and her boyfriend are noticing like weirder and weirder and weirder things going on. Like her boyfriend's seeing my dead grandpa in the room, like looking over the baby as they're sleeping, and he's seeing him like all the time. And my mom is also seeing the same thing. And I was just like, huh, weird. Like, I'm upstairs, I'm chilling. My little sister, whenever she came over, her room was right next to mine. She would always get sick. When she went to bed and woke up, she would always be sick.
That's pretty cool.
No. So, every time she came over, and everyone thought it was always like fungus. Like, all right, we got to check for fungus or something.
Right, yeah.
But no, it was, we had what drew the line was my mom was sleeping one day. And this was late at night. It was 11 o'clock at night, but it was a weekend, so you stay up late. I stayed up mega late my sophomore year all the time. And my mom's like freaking out downstairs, like ah, and Jason's like, what the heck? You know, my mom's like, what the heck is going on? And I walk downstairs because I'm like, I should probably go check what's up. And sure enough, I go downstairs. My mom's like, check this out, and like she lifts up her shirt, and like right here on her back / like obliques area,
Yeah.
essentially her love handle area. There were 3 like scratches that looked like this. The middle one was longer and like that. But they were kind of red outlined, so
Right.
they looked like that, like that.
I don't like chalk.
Yeah. And it was weird because it was like how you take your nail and you like scratch your arm.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's how it looked, minus that white. It was
Right.
just red and kind of bulged over. And she just had 3 really long ones down her back because they noticed it. Because at first it was about as short as this on her. It was just like,
Good job.
it was just like.
It was a
And
ghost.
then we woke up the next morning because it was like, oh, that's weird. Maybe the cat, because we were just trying to get our
Right.
minds off
Yeah,
of
yeah.
anything paranormal. It was like maybe Jason rolled over and like with his nails or something.
Mhm.
And yeah, the next morning we woke up and they were about twice as long. They were like this big.
Going
And
into the ocean.
yeah, they went in the ocean. They were huge, and it was kind of freaky, to be honest. I still like never witnessed anything paranormal whatsoever upstairs. I just hung out by myself. I was like playing like Fortnite when it was popular when it first came out. I was playing Battlefield with my friends. I was playing all the good games, hanging out upstairs, and I was
You
just
just had a good time. And
Yeah,
then your
I was-
parents are down there getting
like,
haunted.
freaking out. Yeah, it was definitely weird.
So, I'm super into psychology. I don't know if you know that.
I didn't.
So what I think all that is placebo, right? You know what placebo is, right?
That sounds really familiar, but
So
I'm not
if you
connecting.
so you know those bracelets, like those ones that like you wear them and they give you amazing balance or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
So it's like the thought
Yeah,
of
you
something
think
and
it's
then
gonna
it
happen.
actually kind
Yeah,
of happens.
that's
yeah.
exactly what it is.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
So
That's right.
with the keys, that was the first thing that like set it off, right?
And so they were like
So
haunted,
one of them,
like they
one
were.
of them moved the keys, and then they didn't remember it because it was such a mundane action or something, and then that just drilled it into their mind that this place is haunted, right?
And then from there on, anything that
Yeah,
happened,
anything
that
it's
was
paranormal.
there. That was paranormal.
Like, and for
paranormal.
instance, the ghost or the grandpa or whatever, that's
That's a little different.
that I think that's completely placebo. Like maybe he saw a shadow or something. It's like
Or maybe another sleep paralysis moment.
maybe. Or like-
But we did link that to paranormal activities.
And with the scratch, I think maybe she might have accidentally scratched herself or something, and
Could be.
then she saw it later. It was like, whoa, what the frick? And then the next morning, she had scratched it in her sleep. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I would assume it was.
Yeah. Yeah. I always definitely portrayed it like, no, it's not paranormal activity. It's,
Yeah.
this being logical, this being logical. And no, they were always thoroughly convinced. Whenever I was home alone, like, you ever get that feeling of being watched? Like, we all get that feeling.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much like what I always kind of felt. But I was never unsettled. Like,
Again,
I
that
always
would also
felt at
come
home.
down to placebo.
Yeah, that's true. But like, I always felt like at home and fine. Just sometimes it was just like,
A little
it
eerie.
was a little too quiet.
yeah,
you know?
yeah. I see. I get it.
But no, it was a great house. Loved the place. Never had any kind of paranormal anything. I just hung out and it was cool.
Speaking of grandparents, though, like that segue, I would ride in the car with my grandma a lot because I would hang out with my grandma. She's a really nice lady. I'd go over to her house all the time. I was her first grandchild, so
As you.
so she loved me a lot.
Yeah.
I'd always go over to her house. She would bring me home. There are 2 specific things that I remember on drives, right? The first one that comes to mind, I think this happened afterward, but I'm not entirely sure. She was bringing me to my house in Rockaway. It was around the same time as the sleep paralysis thing.
Yeah.
That it got way darker on the camera. I don't know if you noticed that, but there was this. It looked almost like a paper towel, like a roll of paper towels,
Interesting.
and it moved like a slinky.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
It moved like a slinky.
It moved like a slinky. We were going like 30 miles an hour down the highway. Not super fast or anything. But this thing was ahead of us. It was keeping up with us. And we had no idea what it was. It definitely wasn't a rabbit, which is what I would think it would be today if that was described to me. But the way it
That's
the
what
way
I'm
it moved,
picking up.
it like slinked.
Oh.
You know what I mean? It was
Like
weird. It was
rolled almost?
freaky.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we didn't know what it was. We thought it was some sort of animal, but we don't know what animal could have gone
Maybe it just
30
was, like,
miles an hour for
Paper
that long
or
of a
something
time.
following you.
Maybe. I don't know.
That sounds right to me. 'Cause sometimes I get something out of the corner of my eye. It's like a plastic
No, we
bag
were
rolling
looking
with the-
directly at it. Too.
Oh, both of you were just like,
Yeah.
what is that? And it's just like,
Yeah, and it was keeping up with us. We were confused.
that is kind of weird. I had a killer clown incident when that was big back in 20.
I had nightmares about that.
Or something, 17, 15,
Whatever.
4 years ago now.
Yeah, something like that.
So yeah, 2015
Ish.
ish, 2016 ish.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I had a experience. I was going to school. This is when I was going to school in Salem. We're going through a neighborhood, and I just saw a killer clown like dragging a machete with him, and it was like. Like, thank God we're going to school. Yeah, we were just driving by the neighborhood, but I just glanced and I just saw like.
That's pretty
I was
cool.
like, this is when I was a freshman too, and it was just like, oh,
Oh no.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I had also a extraterrestrial story for you. This is really recent.
Real quick,
This is
mine's,
very
mine's
recent.
super short. It's extraterrestrial. So it happened in the car. My aunt was there. I'm pretty sure. I was sitting in the back, right?
Mhm.
And we were going down the road to my grandparents' house. It's very abandoned. There's nobody lives along the road.
Yeah.
So I was laying in the back of the car under the window because that's what you do
You
when you're a
always
kid.
do. You always.
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
You do it when you're older than a kid.
and there was this red light that came behind us. There was no noise. It wasn't a helicopter.
way.
It was moving way too slow for a plane. It was like maybe 20 feet above the car. And it was just following us down the road. We were freaking out.
You're gonna hate my story. Then.
My grandma was like, "What the heck is that thing?"
You're gonna hate my
Oh
story.
man, yeah, that was fun. And then we got home and nothing happened. But
You're gonna hate my story.
all right, go for it.
So cross country team night, me and the boys.
Right.
There's probably 6 of us, 7 of us.
Mhm.
We all went squatch hunting.
I did that with
Hayden,
my. We saw Big Bug. That was all that happened.
We with Hayden.
A
We went
cricket
squatch
fight.
hunting behind his house because
Right.
his neighborhood has squatch sightings.
I did up a river. It was fun.
Ah.
I think it was.
So we went our normal trail. Like we had to hop a creek, which was about 6 feet long, which I just jumped over it. I was like,
Yeah,
well, and we went up these trails into these logging roads where they normally sight, and it's really good echoes, so you can do squatch calls and stuff.
Yeah.
And so we were doing squatch calls. We were all messing around. I was breaking sticks off into spears, giving them to people as weapons just in case, and we were getting rocks, and we're all having fun, just doing random like ooh and ah, and just
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're looking at the audio capture. That
and
was
like
so good.
ooh.
Yeah, I know. what
We're
you're
doing a
talking
lot of crazy
about.
calls.
Yeah.
And we're on this giant mountain, and there's like mountains all around us, and there's a big valley right in front of us with trees and stuff.
Mhm.
And we're up on this mountain just all messing around, and one of the guys goes, hey, look at that mountain. We all look over across the plain valley,
Right.
and this is probably like 800 yards. This is probably like 2 miles away,
Oh,
3
wow.
miles
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
So it's fairly far away. 2 miles away, we'll say.
Yeah.
There's just a red light in the forest. Or sorry, it starts out like normal, like like a yellow-ish.
Right.
It starts out normal. It's moving around, and then whenever it would dim out and then glow red for a second, and then dim completely out. And we were like, "That's weird. There's no logging roads up to that mountain because it was just a vacant mountain. It was just a mountain.
There wasn't any like cell phone towers or anything like
No
that?
cell phone tower. That's
No
what we
radio
thought too.
towers?
That's what we thought too. But no, because it was down like near not the base, but the middle of the mountain.
Right.
And so we were like, this is interesting. So we all kept looking over there, and Seth's like, yo, look over there again. And it comes back on, because it takes me a second. Like, everyone's seeing this light except for me, and I'm like, yo, guys,
There's nothing there.
I'm looking exactly where they are. And then after a few seconds, I started to see it myself, and it was
Yeah.
like, and yeah, it would just glow. It would move, like, not like a car necessarily, because it would wiggle, but it would, like, bob up and down.
Right.
And then it was just over somewhere else. It would faint out, and then it'd be red, and then it might move a little bit again, then fade out, and then pop up somewhere else. And it was like, what is happening? So Seth turned on his flashlight to his phone, and he was going, hey! And the light, like, it stopped for a second.
Yeah.
And this was the scariest part. This is when we all left. It stopped for a second. It turned red, and then it kind of moved down the mountain, and then it turned off. And then we didn't see it again. Like, so we were like, Seth, turn your light off. And he turned his light off. We didn't see it again. Like, it stopped. Like, because it came on, like, every 5 seconds
That's
or so.
freaky.
It was off after he did that. And we were like...
Seth, what did you do?
So we all walked away really quickly. And Hayden told me this, too, as we were walking back. Because I glanced back. Because I'm that kind of guy. Like, guys, what if the light's right behind them? As we were walking... Or as we were running down the hill back to his house, Hayden stops me and he's like, So I don't mean to be that guy because I thought it may have been my mind playing tricks, but I swear I turned around and I saw it down closer in the valley coming to us, and I was like, Hayden, I saw that same thing. Like we both saw the red light closer to us in that valley. So probably like a mile away now.
That's great.
It was definitely extraterrestrial. It was no Sasquatch, but it was just the red light, and it was coming closer and closer, and it was like, nope. So yeah, we were inside, nothing happened, we're all good. I slept on the couch in the living room, which was really scary because like I'm just in the open, and everyone else went into a room because I passed out first. I was like, this looks like a so, but yeah, this was I think 3 weeks ago now.
Oh, that's that soon?
Yeah, recent.
Ooh.
Recent.
That's even better.
Like 3 weeks ago, yeah. No, I had the heebie-jeebies. I was like, bro, and then we all just started shooting each other with Nerf guns when we got home.
Nice.
Yeah.
The only scary forest experience I had. All right, so this is freaky, right? This isn't extraterrestrial or anything. It's a Bigfoot story, but it's like actually scary.
They did say when they went up to find Squatch once, there was a stump with skulls on it.
After this, 100% I believe Sasquatch exists.
Good.
Okay, so my pastor set up trail cams, right? Mm-hmm. My youth pastor, because we went for like a youth retreat or whatever.
Yeah.
There were a bunch of youth groups there. It was really fun.
Yeah.
But he set up trail cams, and he goes and checks them. He brings them back, and we're all sitting in like, are you okay? All right, we're all sitting in the main hall, right?
Yeah.
And he's like looking at the computer, he's freaking out. He like calls one of the kids over. I think his name was Zayden, which is funny because my name's Aiden.
Zayden and Aiden.
He called me the pink mink. That's a story for another day.
Alright. Deal.
So he looks at the screen. He's like, he like makes that face. He's like, shh, don't tell anyone. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I want to see.
That gives me the creeps.
Yes. So he lets me see. It did not look fake. There is no way that was fake.
You just saw it.
It was it only took pictures, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
It was white. It looked like the exact
like a Yeti.
Yeah, but like the size of a Sasquatch, right?
So it was huge and like looked like a thumb, and it was just like.
It didn't.
It was like a thumb. But...
It wasn't. It obviously wasn't a ghillie suit. I'll tell you that.
Obviously.
It was definitely.
That's so cool.
It was so clear. And it was.
And you guys didn't send that anywhere?
No, he wouldn't let us tell anyone about it. And in the picture, he had someone over his shoulder. Nobody at the camp that I know of, especially that knew about the trail cam, was strong enough to hold someone over their shoulder. The strongest person there could maybe hold me over their shoulder, but not the size of the person who was actually over their shoulder. That scared me because like
yeah, because you're at
exists.
A camp. Yeah, you're at a camp and you're just like
nobody.
What if Squatch comes and eats my mouth?
Nobody took the blame later on, right?
Yeah, no one was like, "Oh, it's me."
Yeah, later that
Prank.
night, and then later that night, we go out to set up the trail cams again. We're like all messing around, it's funny. We're going out in the woods with Sasquatch because I didn't believe it at the time. I didn't believe that there was actually
obviously
a Sasquatch.
You're not gonna.
There was a tree. It was broken. It was a broken tree. It was a big tree too, like that big round, right?
Yeah.
About 7-8 inches. A human couldn't have pulled it down, and no other animal could have done it. So we're thinking either Sasquatch, which was like on the top of our minds, or like a storm, and there were no storms.
Rhino.
Yeah, there were no storms recently.
Yeah.
Because it was the middle of the summer, super dry. I think it was Eastern Oregon. So we're all freaking out, right? We hear a, but it was like maybe 100 yards away. We're freaking out
tree
again.
Snap.
Yeah, we're freaking out again because it wasn't like it was delicate, but it was something stepping on something, but it wasn't
100 yards away. You could hear football distance away.
It was
just a football away, or a football field.
Yeah, it was maybe probably less than that. It was within that distance.
Yeah,
and it was loud.
And you guys were like,
but it was delicate. It was a cougar. They thought it was a cougar. But there's no way it could have been a cougar because it was too loud to be a cougar. Mm-hmm. There was no way a cougar could have made a snap that's
like
that loud. That's the word I was looking for. So we run back to the cabin. Everyone's freaking out, like, "What the heck is out here, man?"
Yeah, that's actually scary.
That was horrifying.
Those are always weird.
It was super fun though. That was great.
I kind of like days like that though, or like love memories like that, where it's like you're close to death, quote unquote, in your mind, and you're just like, Bro, bro.
that
We
was-
almost got deaded by Squatch.
That was a good time.
Yeah.
I kind of want to ask him, like, was that
Now,
legit?
Yeah.
Because I didn't think it was at first, but now thinking back on it, that looked totally legit. I don't think that could have been faked.
That's fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, these have been fun stories.
Yeah, definitely.
We're just breaking the 40-minute mark. This is one of the long air episodes.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Fun to edit.
It's our special. So
Yeah.
it also looks really quiet. Is this how it always looks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thanks for watching this episode of The Co-Hosts.
I've been Logan,
I've been Aiden.
and we've been the co-hosts.
Halloween, everyone.